out this man meat right here.
Oh no, not the
Man meat.
Welcome back to another strange and mysterious podcast.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm one of your hosts, G. Introduce yourself, fellas.
You're fine, 999, aka Matthew Royball here.
AKA Define 999.
You're fine.
And then of course McVice, aka McHandsome motherfuckers.
Mick Champagne Poppy over there, huh? Got
yes,
it.
sir.
You're
No.
a female out there. Be ready.
Hey, be careful.
Careful.
Might get a little hot. Right?
I have some data to back it up, ladies. Like, yeah, if I get near you, you just might feel something.
Hey.
But I'm taken right now, so sorry.
Hey, I can hear all the teardrops right now. All the teardrops. All right, so tonight we have some strange and mysterious plant species, right? So we're gonna get into some types of plants that grow that maybe shouldn't grow in a certain way or look a certain way or give off stuff that it shouldn't do, right? But it does. So y'all ready for this?
Is there going to be violence?
Yeah, could there be violence in the plant world?
Throughout the years, Mother Nature has baffled us with her strange and unusual creations. With more than 298,000 species of plants on Earth, we're sure going to find some bizarre plants among them.
It is bizarre, right?
In today's video, we'll
Holy
be introducing you to the strangest plant species ever discovered. Get ready to be amazed.
Oh, no, that's from a movie.
Devil's fingers
Back in
mushroom.
the beanstalk or
Pathurus
whatever.
archery, better known as devil's fingers or octopus stinkhorn, is a truly
That is
creepy
weird. Look at
mushroom.
that.
In its mature form, it has 4 to 8 fingers, as red as a fire engine, with black spheres that resemble suction cups on an octopus's tentacles.
Hell,
These
dude.
spheres are gleba, which emit a rancid smell reminiscent of rotting meat. This attracts flies, which disperse the plant's spores. The smell explains the stinkhorn part of its name. Like all stinkhorns, devil's fingers start life in a white, partially buried egg-like bulb. When it bursts from the bulb, the fingers are white and look like a corpse's hand and sleeve rising from the grave.
That looks
Eventually,
nasty.
the fingers stand erect.
That does, man.
Crazy.
I do not want to encounter this
Spreading
plant.
out to 20 centimeters or 8 inches in width. Although it's not toxic, its smell makes it inedible.
So first off, you know what this looks like to me? Y'all ever seen Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember when the hand comes out of the the cup when they're singing "Come, Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Tallyman,
Yeah.
Tally me
Banana.
right? Daylight come and me
We
want
want to go home.
right?
Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of. Like it comes to their face.
Yeah, it grabs them in the face. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So my
With
other
a stinkhorn.
yeah, it probably looked like a stinkhorn, right? My thing is this. My question is this: how do plants know to emit, right, what a rotting corpse smell would be, right? Like, how do they know that that's bad, number one? And two, how does it know that it will repel animals?
Well, remember, man, plants are living biological creatures, you know? I mean, we look at them differently because they're not like animals, right? But they are living beings, you know?
Yeah, and evolution puts pressure on a plant, and I think that what would happen is through, millions and millions of evolutions of this species, eventually one that just happened to hit on a smell that was rancid, like decomposing flesh, and those flies made its genes just explode. It's like the flies. It's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? What evolved first? It's like, did it just get lucky, and it just so happens that when one fungi in one generation was more rancid smelling, it became so successful because flies, it just so happened to smell like a decomposing flesh.
Mm-hmm. It's strange, right? Like,
yeah,
how
totally
would a plant
strange.
know what another animal would smell like when it's dying, when plants don't have a nose,
brains.
right?
Well, and that would explain, hopefully I would think the evolutionary part is it's just got lucky.
Is it luck though?
didn't
Or is
necessarily
it learned? Is it learned?
I don't think it's
I don't
either.
know.
I think it's just creation. It was created that way, you know?
I don't know. I think that plants do evolve, right? Like say for like marijuana, right? It evolved because of what happened to it on the mountain in Nepal, where it wasn't getting enough light. So in order to get to the light, right, it rose up and grew buds. And that's where the modern day marijuana plant comes from, right? Its original ancestor is still alive.
Isn't it like some kind of wheat or something?
It's something like that. I don't remember the exact name of the original
interesting
plant name.
in the family too. I think there's hops.
Mm-hmm.
Hops are also in that marijuana kind of family offshoot.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's strange that a plant would adapt itself with a smell of a rotten or rotting corpse, and how would it know that would like push it away, rotting. Right? How does it know that smell would repel? So I don't know. Just another strange and mysterious thing. So, all right. So that's a weird ass plant. Let's go on to the next one.
Giant groundsels. As the highest mountain in Africa, Kilimanjaro itself is pretty outstanding. But as a freestanding mountain whose climate zones become progressively less like the ground level landscape the further you ascend, Kilimanjaro is especially remarkable as an incubator for isolated, mutated or rare species found almost nowhere else. One of the most striking of those species is the giant groundsel. Something like a cross between a burnt-up cactus and a pineapple, these alien-looking plants can only be found on Kilimanjaro and only above 14,000 feet. In order to carve out an existence in such a forbidding environment, that high up the mountain temperatures regularly dip below freezing overnight, the plants have got a water storage in the pith of the stem, nyctinastic leaf movement, which means the leaves close when the temperature drops too far, a natural antifreeze, and self-insulation through withered and dead foliage. Survival is really the name of the game for giant groundsels, both on Kili and on other East African mountains. None of the species are exactly the same, but scientists assume that they evolved from a single species around 1 million years ago, climbing higher and higher up the slopes via the slow process of wind-borne seed distribution. Common groundsels range from 4 to 16 inches tall. Giant groundsels, on the other hand, regularly grow over 10 feet tall, sometimes even 20 feet or more.
Damn.
God, that guy was
Coco de Mer. Seychelles is home to some of the most dynamic species which are endemic to it. Likewise, it boasts of the most controversial nut of all times, the Coco de Mer. French word, the Coco de Mer, translates into
like,
coconut. Gathered a lot of attention.
That looks like a
that of a female bottom.
bottom or a front, I think.
Hey, the penis plant is always right by it for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm noticing some camel toe there.
Right?
Yeah.
Seychelles. Various legends and myths have been associated with it, and this naughty nut has been the centre of attraction in royal
naughty nut.
These beautiful lines
is
are
it a wet nut
and popularity.
Oh my god!
The real Coco de Mer trees were not discovered until 1743 in Seychelles. General Gordon even named it as the forbidden fruit. Other popular names include sea coconut, love nut, double coconut.
They were hard to get.
Double coconut.
The Coco de Mer is the largest and the heaviest seed in the world, weighing up to 25 kilograms with a diameter of 40 to 50 centimeters. Female flowers of Coco de Mer are the largest of any palm, dioecious with separate male and female plants. Each flower has a small bracteole, 3 sepals forming a cylindrical tube, and a 3-lobed corolla. The male flowers are arranged which is pollinated by rain and wind.
That looks like a heavily crab-infested penis.
Right? Hey, he's got lizards. Holy shit.
Yeah, he needs to go see a doctor.
He's got geckos on his.
Unfortunately, I think he caught something from all that.
Yep.
All that camel toe around it.
Right?
Is this the male plant?
Coco de Mer.
Is this the male part of the plant?
I don't know, man. We're going to assume it is, you know?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
He walks into his doctor. I got a little problem here, dog.
Hey, I got geckos. Shit.
I got
geckos.
In the heck is this?
A purple
brain.
Fucking
brain, I know.
Fungus. When the jelly-like Ascocorum sarcoides first grows on a dead deciduous log, it appears as a spherical lobe. Later, it flattens into a saucer shape. As the fungi gather in clusters, they press against one another to form a rope-like mass, looking like a tiny person had spilled their small intestines onto the wood. The image is enhanced when the fleshy surface of their bodies are moistened by dew or rain. In its juvenile stage, the purple jelly disc is asexual, producing cloned conidiospores. Later, as it forms a mass that can stretch 20 centimeters or 8 inches in length, it emits both asci or sex cells and spores that sexually reproduce. It favours broadleaf trees, particularly the beech tree, in Britain, Ireland, continental Europe, and Australia. Despite its jelly-like appearance, it's also called purple jelly drops, it does not have a distinctive odour or taste and is considered inedible. Crooked Forest, Poland.
That's weird.
Sometimes the strangest sights are found in nature. In this case, 400 pine trees in the northwest of Poland appear to be almost normal, but they're not. If you look at the base of the trees, you might feel like you've just entered a strange mystical fairy tale. All of the trees have the same northward 90-degree bend at the base of their limb. Known as the Crooked Forest, its unique site remains an unexplained mystery. Every tree in the Crooked Forest has the same haunting bend, but despite bent beginnings, all of the trees have grown to be tall and seemingly unhampered by their C-shaped curves. Some experts believe that the trees grew like this because they incurred some sort of damage to the tip and along some side branches. There are plenty of trees in the area, all of which grow upright from the base without the funky curve distinct to the
Yeah, it's called Peyronie's disease.
Wondering why none of the locals have answers to what caused the formation of the Crooked Forest? This is likely because the local town was devastated during World War II. It wasn't until the 1970s when a new power and heat plant came to the town that it began to re-establish itself. Today, tourists come to enjoy many beautiful natural sights common to this area, none of which happen to be as inexplicable as the Crooked Forest.
So, like, is it like a natural occurring thing, or did something, I guess
it almost looks like someone could have, when the trees were young, someone went and bent them that way.
Right, it's kind of weird.
Or I have heard of tree due to certain weather phenomenon, like trees or stuff growing in a different funky way than anywhere else, high wind or bullshit. But that just looks too, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, are there any other, is that like a specific tree that does that?
No, no.
I'm not a botanist. I'm not sure. But is it just these?
It's just those ones.
It's like you said, they're pine trees, but
normal pine trees.
Yeah.
But something's affecting them for them to grow like that.
Right.
Now,
I wonder if it was maybe like a genetic, aberration that caused, maybe one tree to give off seeds like that, and then they all grew like that.
Possible.
So
I don't know. That's strange and mysterious for sure.
Yeah. That's strange and mysterious.
So, moving on.
Dragon blood tree. Have you guys ever seen a bleeding tree? That's basically what the Dracaena cinnabari, or simply the dragon blood tree, does. It's a dragon tree native to the Socotra archipelago, located in the Arabian Sea. The dragon blood tree has densely packed leaves, which makes the tree have the shape of an upright umbrella. This tree is given its name because of its dark red resin, which I guess made people think of dragon's blood. This tree usually grows to the height of around 32 feet. The unusual shape of the dragon's blood tree is an adaptation for survival in dry conditions with low amounts of soil, such as at the top of mountains. The large packed crown provides shade and reduces evaporation. Shade also helps the survival of seedlings growing beneath the adult tree. The dark red resin from the tree was used as a source of varnish for 18th century Italian violin makers. It was also used as a toothpaste back around the same time. Because of the belief that it is actually the blood of dragons, it was also used in ritual magic and alchemy.
Oh, shit.
Would it freak you out if you saw this tree and it looked like it was bleeding? Let us know in the comment section.
Yeah.
Do us a favor too and hit that like button.
That's a crazy one.
Yeah.
Yes, also known as the common poppy, is a flowering plant of the herbaceous species belonging to the poppy family, Papaveraceae. This species of poppy used to be popular as an agricultural weed. Still, after World War I, it was used as a symbol of deceased soldiers. The common poppy is a plant that forms a long-lived soil seed bank that can spring up or germinate when the soil is bothered. The stem of the common poppy plant is long and quite hairy, and its leaves are very deep green with rough edges. The bud of the common poppy looks like a vagina when slightly open. All about some visual
they better not meet. Right?
Oh, fuck.
So, it's nuts the way that nature develops these, fruits and vegetables and stuff. And, I guess we joke around because to us, they look like certain parts or certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just crazy the way that, animals and plants mimic each other.
Yeah,
right?
They're successful, body shapes and types, and clearly phallic. There's something going on with phallic stuff, and vagina looking type. There's got to be a reason for it.
It's interesting and mysterious too, right? Like, why would fruits or plants look in those manners? What is the evolutionary advantage, right, to look that way, like, or even grow that way, right? Why? We'll never know, right? We'll never have an idea, or maybe it's just our human interpretation of what we're looking at.
Right? Of course. I mean, it just those shapes and structures are pretty simple, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense that there'd be a ton of them in nature that would often get repeated. It's definitely strange, and it's definitely mysterious.
Yeah, dude.
Right. Well, that's been our episode. We'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Check out this man meat right here. Oh no, not the man meat.